Rhonda, how's it going? Can you hear me perfectly, Rhonda? Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Arthur? How are you doing, my friend? D. Robinson, what's going on? And Leah, oh man, boy, did I miss you guys. Good evening to you as well. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I just got a new setup, complete new setup in my house. I made a new like, you guys are technically in my man cave place, where this huge sign I actually paid for one of these graffiti artists back when I had the hookah bar to make a huge sign, as you can see, that basically says the letters hookah on it. And then I got some Kobe Bryant pictures there. I got some designs there. I got my electric guitar there. Not that I know how to play it, but you know, uh, the gaming section over there. So it's we're in special places, guys. I'm glad to hear that, Arthur. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, D. Um, yeah, I wanted to stop in to chime in on, you guys are watching what's happening with crypto right now. That's a lot of money that is being taken out, uh, either to fulfill margin requirements or either to pay somebody up. What's up, Jeffrey? Mijo, how are you doing? Yeah, I know. It was quick. I kind of put it like I got in, I just had some time. It's been rough, guys. It's been rough for AB, especially today. It was done. Um, I was in the hospital all day doing a lot of blood work, lab work, and everything. And yesterday and the day before yesterday, I've been dealing with my phone. I was on a, Jeffrey, you remember there was a call we were all on. And that night, I was actually when I was on the phone, I was outside and it started raining. So just a few drops came in. And guess what happens? Somehow it got into my charging port and it's just kept doing, moisture in your charging port. It's not taking charge. So it eventually died. And I was out of phone yesterday all day until like 12 o'clock in the morning. That's when I was able to finally, uh, software wise, I was able to actually know, I was able to wirelessly charge the phone. Then after that, now that it's on, I have to continually keep charging it wirelessly until I call Samsung and get them because uh, this shouldn't happen. Apparently, it's a software thing. I don't know. It's weird, but all that happened with me. Um the worst part is that I was getting messages from a lot of people, and a lot of people wouldn't. Some people, I would say, not a lot of people. Some people wouldn't understand what, like sometimes some things, some people can get a little invasive and overlook that, the other individual, that doesn't matter what they're going through personally or what they want or what they're after. They don't put into effect what the other individual that they're approaching is possibly going through or have on their hands at that time. Um, yeah, I have an OtterBox too on it. It's right on it actually. Um, it's all that good stuff is on it. It didn't even, Arthur. Thanks for the thing. The funny thing is, I know that this is not a water damage kind of thing because these phones, you can actually, like, they show you commercials with you can jump in the water with it. So it's waterproof, but yeah. So long story short, this is a software issue with Samsung Ultras, the S21 Plus Ultra. And that happens with a lot of them. If you search it, you'll see like it's a lot. So I had to keep trying to install. I'm gonna end up probably installing Snapdragon software and all that to it. But I just didn't even have the time for even my own phone. I wasn't even able to look. Like I'm barely looking through the market, in snippets, and I'm looking at them. I was not able to do any trades all day today. Not no pre-market or anything. I mean, understandably so, and that was okay for me. Um, but it's just, it bothers you. For me, it bothers me when people, take you for some type of careless or not caring individual, but you truly are giving it your all, and that's all you could give. But you have no one to prove it to, and they put you in that position where like you have to feel like you gotta do what they want, or be there or something, and no one owes anybody anything. It's tough for me because I don't like letting anybody down. Um, but honestly, guys, I just don't have. Especially now, like no timing. My health is coming first. So yeah, unfortunately, if I have offended anyone by not being as around the clock there for you, available to give you info, and I know that this is amazing. I understand no one owes anybody anything, but if not, I apologize. If I'm not around all day or in any set times, I just have a lot, I just have a lot going on. So whenever I could, I obviously come up. So we have you see Bitcoin and the cryptos. And by the way, thanks guys for all of you for the emotional support that most of you guys sent to, because obviously I look at you guys are my family, and this is why I'm that open with you guys. I'm telling you about everything. It's because I really do revert to you guys as my family. At the end of the day, no one is alone in this world unless you choose to be. And that's peaceful, but it's dangerous. You guys are my family. Honestly, we all think alike. We have the same common goal. We take each other for who we are. And at the end of the day, honestly, like if I was Superman or Iron Man or whichever one you want, I would be happy. I would never let anybody down. But unfortunately, I am also a human. So I got to deal. And I have a lot of, I shared before what my condition is possibly health wise is happening. And it's taken me by storm, and it's a lot like to try to digest. And today was just the worst because I spent all day from morning until like a couple of hours ago, um, doing different tests and ultrasounds and all that kind of stuff. So, I apologize if I'm not as available for everyone, but again, I'm talking to my family right now. I'm not really talking to fans or subscribers or whoever. I can care less who unsubscribes or who subscribes. I'm just talking to the family, the ones that really do care. I'm just absorbing a lot right now. Like it's not like a fever or anything like that. It's like it's very very important stuff. So, anyways, not to keep rambling off about me. Thank you so much for understanding, guys. I appreciate and I love all of you because you are the family, really. Bitcoin, even like throughout the pre-market and the aftermarket yesterday, the pre-market complete dropping, throughout the market dropping, aftermarket right now another drop. As you can see right now, it's dancing with that low and it's going to surpass it in my opinion. I think we are going to break down. You remember guys when I told you the levels of supports that we had and the levels of resistances? Many of you who remember exactly those words, you remember what I was saying about 31,400, and every time we touched it, we barely scraped right above it, and that happens throughout trading. That's how it is. When momentum comes, when it reaches that resistance level, it can go above it, but it curves and goes back down because that resistance is so strong, or in other cases, sometimes in the support. And it could dip right underneath the support a little bit, but then it goes right back up. As we can see, there was in this month alone, there is 3 to 4 different instances where we touched that 31,400. Again, that was my own analysis at that time. And we couldn't stay there for a while, maybe within one trading day. And then next thing you know, we were either dipping underneath it and we couldn't hold that level. And I also said that the next level supports after, if we fall from that, it will be a quick fall all the way down to the 20 grand, which is the next level of support that I personally have seen. So as you can see now, within the matter of one day, really, yesterday and so far today, we went down from the 29, 30,000, and now here we are on Bitcoin alone. And it's obviously, for me, it's very great. Unfortunately, again, if you own any crypto, any of you, uh, my prayers are with you on this case. Don't think, again, I'm not saying this, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear, this. But if you're still in crypto and you feel like that's it even dipped way below than where you were, like for instance, if you were in Bitcoin and you thought that the dip was down to 29K and right now it's at 22, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. If you feel like you don't want to take that loss, you just have to know that there is obviously a possibility, and I'm pretty sure you incorporated this within your trading plan, that in case it goes below a certain number, that's your stop loss limit or anything. If you don't have that, I strongly urge you, sorry guys, strongly urge you to go ahead and come up with that, and make that plan and have that. Otherwise, you're going to see your numbers all over the place and you're not going to end up with a plan. Psychologically, you're going to start getting depressed and you're not going to make the best decision eventually for you, because psychologically you're depressed and you're down and everything, and you're not going to think of an educated answer. Right now we're looking at that 22K. I know we're with all the selling pressure that's on it, watch how this is going to break under the 21K soon. Again, I see it hitting the 20, and then from there, who knows, maybe it's that buying level. It stops right there. That's where the buying will come in and no more selling pressure. But again, this doesn't stop until whoever obviously is selling off to fulfill something. They're either, again, as I said in the beginning of this chat, it's either that they're trying to fulfill margin requirements so that they don't get liquidated. They possibly got margin calls and they're trying to not get liquidated, or they're gathering up more money to pay, someone, who knows, maybe us, possibly, who knows, because it's happened across the whole crypto sector. It's not just one coin like Luna situation, even though Luna did cause most of this to start. But now it's just happened. It's not just one coin, like a disaster and a coin that caused the rest of the crypto chain to fall. No, this is willingly. It's happened willingly. People are people are selling off these things, and you can see it all across. You see, like I saw yesterday, 500 million was transferred from Bitcoin, sold off from Bitcoin from CoinDesk. CoinDesk is taking a dumper. MicroStrategy, the biggest Bitcoin holder, is took a massive dump today. I understand you see our favorite stock go down. Let me tell you guys something. I know there are a lot of people out there that are saying that, yes, we are within the market. When the market drops, we drop. Okay, maybe I can get a little closer. No, I'll go back. We are not in the market. I understand it looks like it moves. There's two answers to this theory. In my humble opinion, we are not in the market. AMC, GameStop, over leveraged stocks, we are not. And simply my reasoning for that is because we are the stock that they're over leveraged on by shorting it and selling it synthetically and all that stuff. The other stocks like Amazon and even Netflix. Yeah, a lot of people have made money on this to short it down now, but previously or before any shorting, it wasn't holding a short as it was moving. There was just levels throughout the day where it gets shorted and then they buy back up. And then, the AI, if you don't know about it, there's a lot of companies and a lot of people that trade on AI signals. It's an app. You download it, you pay for it, many different companies, and that tells you just follow what it does. It tells you buy here, sell here. It could be 5 cents away, it could be $500 away, who knows, or $20,000 away. It just tells you, it does everything. You're not in control. You just do what it tells you. It tells you buy here, and it tells you sell here. But if you use that, of course, it's going to do its thing on AMC as well, because it's running on an algorithm where it tells it where it's going to happen. Now, for AMC, GameStop, and all that stuff, that kind of stuff is not beneficial, because when people day trade these stocks, and again, I'm not telling people to do it or not to do it. It's all up to you. I'm just giving you the info if you didn't know about it. The problem with that is when they trade AMC and GameStop and some of these other overly leveraged stocks, you're basically giving them the shares that they need to cover their positions and cover the crimes even. So day trading these stocks, if we didn't have that hold mentality with AMC or GameStop, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this today, or all this movement for over a year and a half to almost 2 years. So let me see. Haha, we just took a nice dip, and they're trying to make it seem like this is the floor, and it's going up right now, but it really isn't, because you can see the selling pressure on other coins sometimes is preceding it. So this was hilarious. Yesterday I was looking at REN crypto, okay, and REN, just another crypto in the crypto realm. And yesterday it was in the pre-market hours. REN, when Bitcoin and Ethereum were trying to elevate and go back up, REN was going more down and reached a new 52-week low. Not even, I kid you guys not even 4 or 5 minutes later, I was looking just to see if this is going to, because we all see the algorithms are almost similar within either GME, AMC, but in the crypto realm, within all the cryptos. So I was like, let me see. While these two, the big coins are moving up, let me just see. Again, this is not like proven. This is just yesterday, hypothetically speaking here, but I saw it happen. It's like, let's see if Bitcoin and Ethereum, if this REN movement, if is proceeding those, because it kind of technically almost makes some sense as well. Because if I was holding all 3 coins, I would sell off REN before I would get rid of my Bitcoins and Ethereums. Again, hypothetically, if that's the case, or what was happening in the background, it was. But it was cool to see it do that ahead of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I was like, okay, let's see if somebody is going to open up a short position right here, right now, because Bitcoin and Ethereum was on the rise, obviously. Even wherever they were still on the rise. And no, they followed the movement of REN, not even 4 or 5, not even 3 minutes later, and they dipped again also. And I was like, man, that would have been a very good shorting position right there, or even earlier. But it was cool. I thought it was cool. I saw it. I witnessed it. It was definitely cool. So if I was to see that again in here, man, people are having fun with this. You can tell, like, there are entities that are making so much money off of this, guys. They're shorting this. And as you can see now, when it dipped temporarily, just momentarily underneath 22,000, you saw how it pumped back up and it went up to the $22 and $200 range. Now, with people who are playing with a lot of money, or even with fractions, those, like, if they were able, if they're snipers and sitting there just watching and, making money as it goes, they loaded there. More people loaded, obviously, on different ends, creating that buying pressure, accumulating that. They felt like this is the dip. So obviously they bought in. And you see it rise. Now, some of these people will hold because they really did think that was the dip, and that's it. And that was a great price for Bitcoin, speaking here, in the example that we're using here. And some other ones will be like, no, they were just day trading it. They were like, okay, I bought in at the 21.9. Now I'm selling at the 22.3 or 4, 400. Why? You're like, okay, but I'm going to risk that much to make just $300-400. Well, even if it was fractionally, for these people, since they have a system and that's how they trade and that's how they make their money, they're wired like this. They make their money. They look at the end of the day, how much they made. It doesn't matter what they walked in on or whatnot. Some people think that, yeah, of course you can make a lot more money on penny stocks, right, than the blue chip stocks, because they're way more volatile, but that can go either way, up or down. So I think I just thought that was interesting. As you can see now, it's trying to hold it, but it's going down. I mean, again, guys, 17% for Bitcoin in one trading session. That's a crash. It's a crash happening. And seeing Ethereum obviously even going less and less. I could see Ethereum breaking underneath 1,000 real soon. Here's where I see where we're going. And sorry, guys, I'm going to read the comments soon. I just wanted to, say what I said earlier in the beginning of the chat. We got that out of the way. We talked about Bitcoin and all that stuff. Look at these markets and what's going to happen this week. We have on the 16th, which is, what day is that? That's when the Fed will talk. It's a, oh no, hold on. No, okay. So tomorrow, actually. So I take it as, all right, yes, as I predicted, yes. So no, it's not as I predicted. That's 2021. Is this for 1 second? Sorry, guys. I want to give you exact day and dates and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it starts on Tuesday. It's a 2-day meeting. So you're going to have Wednesday, most likely Thursday, they're going to announce the results, or they're going to announce their decision. Here's the thing, guys. You see how this is doing this? Obviously, the markets are in fear. Now, here's how personally I think of this. By the time these guys coming out to report their meeting, we're either expecting a huge surge or a huge drop. There's in this times, the way I'm seeing this, again, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, but looking at the past patterns that we've been through, boy, every time they had that meeting, it's either that we were selling off massively, like what was happening today, and toward the end of last week, sell off massively, and on the day of, they can announce that they are not going to do any more rate hikes. Bear with me. I know that they're most likely going to do one, and I hope they do one. But let's say they don't do it. Basically the markets, the way that they react to that, if there's no more rate hikes and they say something about like, oh, inflation is transitory after all, but we're going to start dropping off our balance, our assets in our balance sheet. If they do something like this, then you can expect mixed, and you could possibly see the SPY especially, going right back up. Now, speaking of the SPY, if I look in here and see where could it drop to, and it's to be expected, guys. There is like, the best part about these times is if you're playing long term, I'm not going to say what, but if you play long term certain ways and trade in a certain way, it's almost obvious what you can do and how beneficial it can be for you, and it will make a pretty penny in it. So as we're speaking in the after hours, we're at 375. If I was to look here, the next level of, yeah, so we're looking at 366, 365, in my opinion. Again, that's just my humble opinion. We dipped to the 373 today. That was the low. And that's a 52-week low as well. But I don't see that as a level of support, by the way, the 373. Just because it's a 52-week low doesn't mean that that's where the new support is or what the support is. So I personally think that 365, 366, as I can see here on my charts. And here's the cool thing. Well, I don't know. To me, it's cool. I don't know. To you, it's your own opinion. But I most of the times, mostly do not use indicators. And I look not even fib levels. I look at a naked chart and I will just look at its points, like where it's at, where it got rejected, where it didn't. And I looked at that pattern, and that's how I make my decisions. Now before I make the final decision, I do look at the same chart, but I apply my other indicators, whether fib levels or moving divergences and all that stuff, and see if something else sticks. But most of the time, I get my hunch feeling and I get my analysis right off just looking at the naked chart and seeing, looking whether on a day, whether looking at a 5-day, whether looking at a month, a year, or even 5-year chart. You got to look at all those and see if there's anything in common, or a pattern or something that's against it even, that could help you make or formulate your favorite or your best decision in this case. So yeah, 365, I feel like here's what's going to happen. After that meeting, if they announce a hike in the rates, and if they announce, obviously, that they are, as they said, that they were going to unload their balances off their assets, it's going to be very interesting to see how they're doing it, because clearly right now we're doing it the opposite complete way, or at least them, because the Fed has been posting records after records daily with repo and reverse repo transactions, which is obviously, it's like, hey, you're supposed to be, by the end of the month, that's the key phrase here, you're supposed to be not accumulating more assets. You're supposed to be, and adding more counterparties. You're supposed to be kind of like unloading, because you've bought too much and you got so much on your sheets. And that's what's causing inflation to be worse. One of the reasons also. So today, we had the operations of, oh yeah, I know this is a record. I don't even need to look again. 2.2 trillion. The previous one was, I think last Friday was 2.142 trillion. Now we're 2.2 trillion. Guys, we are climbing through these. Like, clearly there is the market needs a lot of liquidity. And guess what? When we had that on Friday, that was out of 102 counterparties, participants. In this case, we had only 97 counterparties, and we already made a new record just with those 97, and it's 2.2 trillion and 12 billion and $620 million, exact, to be exact. Boy, you know what sucks the most is the fact that we have a system that is like right in your face. They're doing this right in your face. We were not supposed to wait a year and a half, 2 years, or whenever this thing takes off. We're not even supposed to wait all that. No, if this whole thing that I just mentioned about the repo and reverse repo, if all that was out of the way, because the reason why the Fed stepped in to do this is because no third party companies or entities were willing to come and part ways with money or lend all this kind of crazy money to people, knowing that they're not going to get that money back. Somehow, the Feds obviously stepped in, and that's why they're there. But normally, repo and reverse repo happens on a daily basis, recession or not, and it's normally between different companies to make sure that there's enough liquidity for transactions and for things to take on a daily basis in the economy. The Feds are not the ones who do the repo and reverse repo. They step in. This is how it's supposed to be. They only step in when there is a liquidity crisis. Obviously, nobody is lending between parties, so they take on the job of the missing link and they lend anyways. So if you have some sort of inner hate towards something, obviously not in a non-violent way, psychologically, that's where you should really target it at. Because again, you come down back to the question of who do you blame, the thief or the system that lets the thief steal? It's a hard answer, right? Because they're both equally wrong. But who's really more in fault? I guess you guys can put that in the chat. The thief or the system that lets the thief get away with it? For me, I think it's if the system is not screwed up, you would not have a thief that's going to come and steal and all that, because they wouldn't have any loopholes or any closed cracks that they can crawl through like a cockroach they are. I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with me on this. And by the way, Bobby, I can't wait till Pantheon does his thing on his radio, and I can't wait to see it like in the beginning, because I know we heard it, but it was amazing. There's a treat for everyone. I like it. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So I'm anticipating that when they come out of this meeting and announce, I think they're going to announce that they are going to hike the rate as well. Again, I don't think it's going to be another 50 points. If it's another 50 points, then again, we need the more, the merrier hikes, because that makes it harder for the people that are coming in to basically do these repo and reverse repo transactions and get all that money. We need to make it as hard as possible. If you're about to get billions of dollars, even though you're trading in your collateral, which is your assets that you have, whether it's junk or not, at the end of the day, they're going to give you money. They're going to give you money. But even if that's going to be the case, how much you pay back, that makes a big difference. Because if it's overnight, for example, and by the way, there's a big misconception. A lot of people don't know. Not every repo and reverse repo transactions are overnight only. There are some with different that they could pay back in two weeks or in 40 days. It depends on the terms. Search it up and come back to me. However, let's say assume that it's that one that is overnight. If you come back and you have to pay, let's say you borrowed 5 billion or 10 billion, because clearly we can't get to 2.2 trillion in between 97 counterparties. And if we do the math here, I mean, how can you, like, my calculator can't even probably do it. How many zeros do we put here? Like, like it's undoable. That's with 12 zeros, isn't it? I think I'm correct on that. Yeah. Wow. So you're talking on an average, and I just did a 2 trillion, not 2.2, 2 trillion divided by 97 counterparties. And I got almost $21 billion per. And that's, again, 2.2 trillion, not 2.2, the actual number. So amongst those 97 people, on average, if we were to average, because they know some people get more, obviously some other counterparties get more than someone else, but on average, they took 21 billion each. If you have to pay back $21 billion the very next day, right? Even though you get your assets back. If you are a hedge fund or obviously a bank, that all that stuff got routed to, and the bank gets the money. The bank go ahead and gives the money over to the parties that need it. Then they pay back the bank. The bank makes his money because he adds a little thing on it, and then he pays back the Fed, and the Fed make their money. But if that stuff keeps getting higher and higher, the banks are not going to get no money. They're like, hey, what? Okay, so if I get 20 billion or 21 billion, then I have to add on to it your interest fee, which is just now got. Let's say we're sitting now, I think, at 0.75 or at 1, or even it can be even a little bit higher, but just that 1.5 or 1%, that's huge. That's a lot of money overnight that you have to pay back on that 21 billion. That's like just that 1%. You're talking easily like what, 50 million? Yeah. Forget all that math now, but the point is you get it, right? So at some point, it's going to get extremely also expensive to even pay back, which is what we needed to get to. That's why I'm very pro on them hiking the rates, which of course will also mean more red in the market. But that's why I wanted to come up with that topic with you guys. We are, in my opinion, we are not in this market. Yes, you are showing red. Yes, you see it red. So yes, in one scenario, you can easily say, yeah, we are part of the market. But truly, the reason why we're not is because at some point, it's like a seesaw game. We are the over leveraged on our plays, on our play. They're overly shorting this. And even when I say overly, as in like even beyond its original float. And Bloomberg datas and all kind of datas will prove that also. So it's not like I'm making some sort of statement or allegation. No, numerically is proven. And the other ones like the Amazons and the Teslas and whatnot, and there's possibly a Tesla short, which idiots, I think people like probably Bill Gates. If you are shorting these that kind of company, you are insane. You are insane. But again, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Everybody do you. But when those other ones drop, these companies that we're in, like AMC and GME and other meme stocks, they need that stock. One, it's almost weird, right? Here's this breakdown. They need the stock to be shorted, yet there are a lot of institutes on the same bandwagon that needs the stock to go up because they're invested in it. They're not shorting it, they're invested in it. This is the first intersection of the divide, the division. So what the other side, I believe, this is my opinion on this, all along, what they were doing all along is they went and sat with these institutions and said, listen, we need shares. We understand you made an investment. We don't want to really fight you. You're not the target. Initially, back in 2020, when this thing first started, we didn't think that a bunch of degenerates were going to they're talking about us. That's why. So we didn't think that a bunch of degenerates were going to come and suddenly dump all in, because we went all in against shorting these companies, knowing that we're going to make a lot of money because these companies need retail foot traffic in order for them to survive, whether AMC or GME. However, they also made the shutdown and all the other stuff to make sure that nobody goes to an AMC theater. They didn't make the. Sorry, I'm not alleging that they made the virus here. I'm saying that those things happened and it made their plan get even more secure. That's how they were able to secure their shorts. But they never in a million years they had in the back of their head that there will be a bunch of degenerates, millions of them, jump in and say, no, I don't think so. That never even happened in history. So we caught them off guard there. Now, the problem is that other institutions started jumping in, big ones. So I'm pretty sure somebody had to talk to somebody because, if this gets aggressive, this one doesn't want to perish, this one doesn't want to perish. We're just the ultimate beneficiaries. Somehow, I feel like this side and this side were able to hash it out, come up with some sort of way, which the way I personally think is keep lending the shares. So let's say some institution A bought into AMC, and obviously there's the short ones and all that other stuff, but A is not a short. It just bought into AMC after all the hype. Suddenly, there's a lot of shorting and they have power. This institution have a lot of money, power, influence, and they don't want to lose on their money. So let's say they bought AMC back when it was $38 a share, because there was a lot that bought in the 40s and in the 50s. Nevertheless, we'll go with $32 or $38 a share. When they see their investment chopped all the way down to the $11.67 range, they know at that point somebody's got to give. Either their analysis risk team manager is going to come in and say, hey, you advised with this investment and all that stuff. What happened here? Why is it going the opposite direction? Way in the opposite direction. It's 3 times less is value. How? Why? Obviously, that person is going to have to produce a decision, right? Produce some sort of answer. I'm pretty sure it's not hard. If we know, they call us degenerates and apes, we know what's happening and we're calling out for it. I'm pretty sure the other side know 100% what is happening, because they also have connections and they can pick up that phone and, hey, man, what's going on there? Maybe they're not trading information, but they can talk to each other. Eventually, they had to come up. I feel like both sides had to come up with a solution to tame this side's losses and make sure that they come out on the profit. In the same time, make sure we're the ones who are going to be in the grinder for this past year and a half, 2 years, and they successfully did that. How possibly can they do that? Well, there's a variety of ways. One that sticks most for me, or sticks out for me, is that this side, which is the shorting hedge funds, reached out to these other sides, these institutional ownerships, and said, listen, you bought in at $38 a share, whatever the number, but let's say 38, and now it's at 11. We're gonna, with your help, lending us out shares, we're gonna be able to kick this thing, and we will still do our magic in the background and somehow provide shares, as many shares, and keep dumping them on the market. But with your help, we'll be able to show that, listen, look, there's institutional ownership. There's no foul movement here or doing. In the same time, you're going to be paid for lending out the shares. You're going to be lending them out throughout the whole year. And when you come back to check a year later, you're going to look at your profit and loss statements, and you're going to see that you made even more money lending out your shares than even sell them. And you're still going to have the shares for whenever judgment day comes, you also finalize it. But for now, just to tame your hunger and thirst for ending this investment, and better yet, you also get long-term. We're going to make sure that this thing goes over a year, and you're going to be good on the tax end and everything. So I feel like something like that happened in the background because it makes the most sense. Why isn't there backlash? Why are we the only ones? I mean, let's be honest, guys. Let's just make things make sense. Our money, like personally me investing, I do not measure up to any of these institutions' investments because clearly they're coming in with other people's money and millions of dollars, right? Millions and millions of dollars. To open up a position, that's to them small. Like they could come in with $50 million on an investment, and that's in some certain investments, that's small. But you get the point. Who here should be more heated? If I invested $10 million on AMC, if I'm an institution, and I bought in at 30, 38, even if in the back of that institution's mind, I'm not waiting for no 4 or 5 or 6 digit share price. I got $10 million worth of shares in here. We'll be good with whatever, 3 digits. You guys name it. I'm thinking hypothetical here with you, right? So you want to tell me that all of them are completely mouth shut? Until now, we have not had a single one. Go point out one. Yeah, you're going to always have that Kevin O'Leary or these other people that come out and make one sudden statement. And it's kind of like an outside, no one takes it serious. They are saying it and they're not serious about it. Comments. But normally, if I have $10 million in this and I'm an institution, and I got connections and I can reach directly to such and such office and whatnot, oh, you bet yourself, I will not only be sending notes, and I will not be just sending papers like the we retail, that whole letter that they sent to the SEC about the Bloomberg data from Fidelity. I'm not going to be only doing that. I'm going to be reaching even to the Oval Office, because with that much money as an institution, I'm going to, hey, nobody's going to play me out on my money. But somehow they're all cool with it. Like, oh yeah, we'll just keep buying more. There's no way institution is going to think like us, retail. So why is it that we as retail are the ones that are going against, like, all the wrongdoing, and we're crying out loud, crime, crime, crime. STC, do your job. Gensler, do your thing. Ken Griffin, you're a B. I want to say it so much, but I can't say it on live, guys. You're a B. Where's the government? Where's the feds are in on this? Where's everybody? Where's the law? We're in the United freaking States of America. We are not, I don't want to name another country, but you get my point. Why are there no institutional backing to us? Why aren't they why aren't they making, if they are really in this crap, why are they not doing that? Why are they just completely hush about it? And we're doing all the lifting and all the crying and all the content DD doing and all that stuff. You want to tell me they were okay? I know they're not an AMC to lose or GME to lose, because clearly they say it's worth at 5 pennies or 50 cents. So why would institutions be in it? So obviously we answered that question, right? So this takes us to the next question. Why are you quiet? To the institution. Why are you quiet if you know like that this is a great investment? Because we already passed that level. You're here. You're not listening to what articles coming out from the media saying that we are worth 50 cents or $1 or $1.50, specifically AMC speaking here. But companies still came in and invested in it way higher than the $1.50 valuation. So you were able to answer that one. You don't even need to say it to me. I understand. You got in it in the 30s, in the 40s, and you would get in it even in the 70s and the 80s. This is me speaking to institutions because you know this is the place. But one thing I don't get is why for over a year and a half, it's only been retail voicing out crime. And yes, maybe some companies here and there sent letters, but none of them came out to light and are clearly didn't provide enough pressure to the point where it got addressed. And I know how the laws and the rules work around here. So if anything of that, if we retail letter popped up on the SEC register, trust me, many letters for institutional backing will pop up even way before that. So again, this all leads to one thing. This side colluded with this side, and they're going to win regardless. They're going to win because they've been winning by lending out their shares. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. No, that's why you need to understand that most institutions are not on our side. They're not on your end. And I'm pretty sure you probably already figured that out a long time ago, but you might have had some hopeism about it. But honestly, when you think like what we've just been talking about right now and what we explained, it's almost impossible to believe that institutions are on the retail side, even though they're investing in the stock as well, like us. But it's not for the same reasons and not for the same intent. Because to them, they know that the longer this goes, the more they have lending. They can keep lending and making money. And whenever it ends, they'll sell their shares. In fact, they know they will be the first people they guarantee their profit because they know that everyone is holding to the numbers that we talk about. All of us, everyone is saying different numbers, but I can guarantee you that all these institutions have much less numbers than all of us. What those numbers are, I don't know. No one knows because we don't even know even the data that's reported to us. I mean, as amazing as it is to see short interest every day being provided on Ortex and all that stuff, but you got to remember, like technically, the short is reported, so they report their shorts, like which is conflict of interest. One, two. That's one. Two. It's only reported twice a month. So the daily update of how they go about it, I personally think this is why people end up with a lot of bag holding in situations or scenarios, because ultimately, right now, as the market is in the after hours, by 8 o'clock, tomorrow in the pre-market, we could have a huge drop in a stock that could be shorted. And it's like the percent on it is like 600%. We'll use Redbox, for instance. But by tomorrow, since it has a very small float, so you can't really pinpoint who did foul movement here. It's simple to get away with. And what I'm alluding to here is they could easily say, tomorrow report that, oh yeah, basically all the short interest is covered, they covered. And you see a huge drop. People are holding because just the previous night, the short interest was reported to be 475% or whatnot. And now, or 275%, and the cost to borrow is 600%. But then the whole thing was over the very next day, and you got a lot of bag holding going on. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But speaking of Redbox, go back a month and a half in time. Back when Redbox was still $2 and something cents. You remember some of this. I've said it on 2 different occasions or 3 different occasions on some of the lives. And when I find that video, I could do a video just recapping, right, exactly what I said. I gave and some of you in here who remember what I said exactly, please fact check it. I said that it's very dangerous and I'm away from it at that zone. I specifically said as soon as it breaks $8.50, I prefer $8.70, $8.60, but it needs to go above 850. And when it went over 850 and held that position, that 850 zone became the new support. Those were my own technical analysis. This is nobody's else's. Everybody's, I guess, is different, but that was mine. And it held and it became a new level of support, not resistance anymore. And guess what happened? What did I say back then? I said, from what I'm looking here on my chart, this thing can go well over $18. What did we go over today? Let's see. What did Redbox today do? I'm pretty sure it did something along those lines, right? Go back in the videos and fact check, unless there's people in here that already fact checked it or proofed it because they were listening that day. Today we had a high of 1820. Again, a month and a half to 2 months ago. Of course, we closed back down at 1527. Obviously, I personally think there was a lot of dark pool action, and there's some selling, we'll be honest, that happened, people collecting profits. But this is what I was saying before, that if I ever get into any play in these times, specific conditions in this market right now, anything other than this is personal mission. Again, this is away from everyone else. If anyone had for me, like my own personal thing, sorry, I was reacting to the message and the email and I lost train of thought. So I was saying something different. But if I had, my obviously objective was to be really over leveraged more and more and more, accumulate more and more AMC, GME, and some other meme stocks, making my position bigger. It's been like that for the last 2 years. So I've been doing it. That's been my mission until Judgment Day comes. Now, if I do, and I said this before, if I did or do get into other plays in this condition, in this market that we're in these days, it will only be sure squeezers, not this could squeeze, sure squeezers. And how do I figure that out? Is through the analysis that I've done. And that's why I said after 850, that's when I'll be like, okay, I'll take it. I'm not worried about taking that ride. I mean, congrats to the people that took that ride and they had that conviction from $2 in Redbox. $2 literally, and took it up. And it was even in the dollar range, like the upper dollar something range. Yeah, 161 was the 52-week low. It was there at some point and obviously went up from that. Congrats to the people that held through that. If you had like options and shares in it and you diamond handed somehow, you're wealthy right now. Well, rich, not wealthy. For me, I needed to get in only on something because my mission was in a different realm, not in that stock. It was within two different or a few different other stocks. And I mentioned at least two of them, which is AMC and GME. The rest was more of, hey, I can take advantage of this and further make my position bigger. So that's my take on it. Everybody else is different, of course. What you do with it is what you do with it. But that was me. So when I got in at that range after it held that position, and I also said before it could go well above $18. Look where we at. Is it over? I'm not saying it's over. Is it beginning? Possibly. Well, it's been already happening. But is this still? Because again, from it going from $2 to $18, that's not necessarily the end of all. It's like you don't gauge it that way. There was so many different factors that go in it. AMC, for example, was at some point, even GME was at some point in the $3, $2.90 range back in 2020 when the shutdown happened. AMC was in the dollar range, same as the Redbox. So after that, excuse me, when it broke out, you can't see AMC around 141 right now. Can you imagine it? I can't. GME, can you imagine it? I can't. Hey, so this could just literally be the beginning step, because I've seen that in June with AMC back in 2021 and how it looked. I mean, a lot of people were saying as soon as we broke that $12 zone that we were dancing around, 8, 12, back to the 8s and 9s and 10s, 12, back to the 8s and 9s and 12s and 11s. And the next thing you know, when we broke that level, quickly 14. Next thing you know, we were in the $16-18 range. At that point, a lot of people were like, yeah, that was the squeeze, similar to what was happening with Redbox right now. And next thing you know, it continued to take on all the way up to the 70s. And you guys know the rest of that history point, or that point. What else is we wanted to look at? Yeah, so for me, if I was caught in, I understand there might be some questions about Redbox right now. I told you everything, people. As far as next levels of support or resistance, you got, ooh, I can't lie. Redbox is like, it's been the shocker for me so far. So sweet the way that it's, okay, it's looking like, so the next level, and this might be funny to all of you guys because we're very close to what I think is an all-time high for them, which is above 1911. We break that, it's you know, the ceiling could be anywhere really. We're technically there almost. So now it's just about the buying and the selling and the holding crowd that dictates how far this goes. If they give the shorts what they need to cover their positions, but that ends up obviously, as you can see, in buying pressure since they've been closing positions. And that's why you see this price going up like this. It's not just FOMO. Personally, I've done my thing, took my profits, went loaded up more on AMC GME. And I've done it before it even got up to the $18 range, even though like I said verbally that it could go well below or well above $18. But for me, since my mission is more on AMC and GameStop, that's just to my likings. That's what I do. I was able to make really good money thanks to all the people that and all the powers that made that possible. And I was able also, thankfully, to add more to my positions. And that's just how it's been since, you know, I started, and since 2 years ago. In September, it'll be 2 years for AMC. Okay, good. Everything good. Yeah, there's nothing else to cover there, guys. Best of luck as far as with Redbox tomorrow. Best of luck. Keep your eye on the DXY too, guys. You know, the dollar is surging. We're at 105 now. The more of that, oh my God, you're going to get more inflation and more down movement throughout the market normally. I know a lot of people were happy on the VIX today, most likely, weren't you? If you had any and puts on the SPY, or if you had any calls on the VIX, you were able to double dip today and make very handsome money. And I don't think, again, personally, I don't think this is the end of it yet. I think that on Thursday, when they announced their meeting, I think something crazy is going to happen. It's going to drop even further then. And again, nobody can come out with like DD that talks about the end. We could think on how it will end. Obviously, shorts covering. Of course, that's what we love. But how it will happen, no one can give you that. Anybody that's giving you that, okay, they're giving you, okay, somebody's going to get over leveraged. They're going to get a margin call. End of story. But that doesn't tell you much. Everybody knows that general talk. But as far as what will cause that to happen besides the liquidity, because clearly you see they could go straight to the Fed and get liquidity. What is it that's going to cause it? We're going to see as time comes. But all you could do is keep yourself more and more up to date with everything and educated on all of it. Like some shill I had, there was a comment with one of the shills on the channel, said, what happened to the executive order, huh? And all this stuff. And I was like, one, I never said, well, first of all, I've never said a date for when we will squeeze. That's one. Two, it wasn't even my own, everybody in here most likely is very familiar with who's mostly known or famous for the executive order thing, right? So Why is that being written to me? I had no idea. But again, because chill. The third thing that was like, oh, so for the last, what happened for the last 9 months or the last 9 weeks, you have been saying this, and all the other YouTubers have been saying this, that. I was like, dude, I do not have clickbait captions. Clearly, not a lot of people are watching, right? I don't have a lot of clickbait thumbnails and whatnot. This Jurassic Park thing that I'm on, that's thanks to a friend of mine, Pantheon, for doing that and giving it to me. And now I have a good thumbnail, right? But I'd never come in and say, oh, someone just got liquidated. Tune in. And then when you come in and it's all about, hey, there was talks and rumors about this company going under. I have never. And you're going to see it tomorrow. Well, that's not what your title said. You said that there are margin calls already. So you, by then you wasted whatever amount of time of your time on viewing that, and that person were able to rob you of your time and your view in a way. For whatever it's worth to you, again, to me, it's the time thing, and that's what matters to me the most. When I come out, I really come out from in here. I do not rehearse nothing or try to tell you what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear. And I don't put any pressure on myself for doing so. I'm just going to say it how it is. You don't like it? Go to the rocket channels, to the moon tomorrow. Go there and let that be something that, let them be your sanctuary. No movements really happening in the after hours. Looks like yeah, all this stuff is rubbish. All this other stuff. Man, you know what's one thing I would really love to tell all of you guys? I understand we all wanted to be wealthy yesterday and a year ago, a year and a half ago, whatever the amount of time that this thing took, almost 2 years. When it's time and you last through all this effery, and unfortunately, we don't even have to go through this. If the system wasn't really corrupt, we wouldn't be here today still. So it's unfortunate that you have to think and be like that. It's kind of like somebody, or it's kind of like a system that is making you, or asking you in another example is asking you or charging you for air. Let that sink in for a second. It's kind of like you're paying to breathe, which who knows, maybe at some point we'll get to that. But that's what it's like. We shouldn't be having to come out and do DD and figure out corruption and everything while we voted a lot of experts and smart money. We even gave them titles. They're getting paid to do this, and we're doing their jobs for them way better than them. And yet we're like, one, we hired you, whether it's a government official or not, we hired you, we're paying, our tax dollars are paying for your position. Whether you're in bed or not with some of these blood-sucking, vampires, we're not supposed to be asking for our justice. Our justice should be already handed to us. Why? Because we shouldn't even go and ask. Again, it's like we're paying for air to breathe. You want to breathe, you got to pay for that. That's the kind of world that we live in. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have to even go through and do any of the things that we're doing. I shouldn't even be here now talking with you about this. Well, of course, as a family, yes, but about this, no. But that's the world that we live in. That's why it's going to feel so much greater even afterward. The crazier part is when I was in the hospital today, literally all day, almost every person I came in kind of contact with, I was trying to see how they are. Like, they're completely oblivious. The rest of the world is completely oblivious. This is why we are a perfect family here, like a perfect matching. and all the other communities, the AMC communities, just me speaking here. But in other communities, same thing. We all think alike. The rest of the world doesn't. I don't like to say this reference, but the rest of the sheep are just following the herd. They're not really understanding or even care or even know. They don't even want to dive into understanding what's happening. That's why when you open up any of these topics with them, you're automatically like, they give you that feeling and that look like, okay, and I care because I'm just going to eat tomorrow, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. I literally kid you not that I was talking to this one individual who was a nurse practitioner. And she was talking about like how 401ks, yeah, in the market, nobody should invest in it right now. Like at least she entertained it for a second, right? As soon as I started talking about, well, this is what's happening with right now, the 401ks, literally not even like 10 seconds in, like not even after 2 sentences of me speaking, I didn't even get my point across yet. She's already, can you please just keep your head laid down and everything? She basically gave me the runaround saying, basically, don't continue with this kind of topic. I don't want to really hear it. And I just completely got quiet. And it's not like she said, no, continue to talk. Nothing. She's just like, okay, good. Thanks for shutting up. People don't want to hear it, guys. The rest of the world don't want to hear it. But when shit goes down and they follow they eat the shit burger, because that's who's going to pay for it. They're not going to, the common citizen is going to pay for it around the world. This is going to be a global thing. And the common citizen is the financier to this whole thing. They're going to pay for this. Us too, in forms of taxes in the long run. But at least the burden on us is going to be much less if you are one of the lucky ones. Who knows if we win, obviously. Much less than the burden that they're going to have on their backs. They're going to be a bunch of angry people, rightfully so. But here's the most dangerous part. Here's where the gasoline on the fire. They're the fire, and the gasoline is they don't even know or understand why whatever is happening, and they don't understand how. And neither do they even want to understand. It's kind of like when somebody hears that some people or group of people or somebody was talking bad about them or something, they just come in ready for fight, and then until you finally get to if you get to calm them down before doing anything stupid or crazy, they're like, no, that's not, you misunderstood, or whoever it is lying to you, whatever the case. In this case, people are going to be so crazy to the point where with all that anger and minus, because they already hate, they know in the back of their head that there's something shady happening with the government, or some officials are doing to them. So they're right away, they're going to go to their hunch feeling and say, they screwed us. How? I don't care, but you screwed me. And that's when they come out and, you start seeing bottles of Molotov, going in and burning buildings and chaos and all that stuff. And that's when you will take your family and your loved ones and try to at least you'll have the means to try to save or protect yourself from being around all that. Can you blame them? You can't, for not listening earlier. You can't really blame them, because they shouldn't have to think about a system that's out there not to help them, that they put into place. We voted all the system in, brick by brick. And a lot of people misconfused also that with the Constitution. No, I almost said it in a very ghetto way. No, boo-boo. The Constitution is not wrong. It's the individuals that are participating in it that ruined it. That Constitution is golden that we had. Now, the characters within this Constitution over time did all these loopholes and screwed up whatever. The Constitution was made specifically to take care of people. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people might disagree with me on, but I'm a core believer of our Constitution, and it's fantastic. No other Constitution out there in the world was written like it. I bet you. You know why I bet you? Go to every other country and see if you can literally, like, okay, you can be more free, maybe you don't have as many ropes on you or taxes or whatnot, but look at the people around you and how life is handled. Officials, how are they in? People being paid for favors. You know, oh, I got a document to be signed. They go to a government building and they get it signed and like slide in an extra $100 or $200 bill underneath it and magically gets signed right away. That stuff happens there. In our Constitution, it happens here too. But in that Constitution over there, good luck. It's not even just like, nobody even covered it or talked about it. And it's not caught because everybody does it. Ask an original person who have ties to different ethnicities, and I lived overseas as well. Trust me. Versus here, try to get pulled over by a cop, no government agency, and file a document. Just a cop, simple transaction. Try to get pulled over by a cop and try to slide $100 bill to them. Be a man or be a woman and do something like that and watch what happens. I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm telling you what, obviously, you know what could happen if you do it. You would get in massive trouble for that. They could easily screw you over for that. So my point again is the Constitution, in my humble opinion, is an amazing piece of document that no other constitution was made similar to it or like it or even better than it. It's just the people that is controlling it are screwed up. We shouldn't be here. And these people, even when people eat the shit burger, that are the non-investors, the people that don't even know what's happening or what's cooking in the background that they don't even know about, until they face it and it's right in their face and they're tasting it and it's like, oh shit, it's not even food. Sorry for the image, guys. But it's practically what it's gonna feel like when that stuff hits them right in the face. Even though they were warned, you still, to a certain extent, you can't even blame them, because no citizen should be worried about like the last thing you should be worried about is your own government. You should be worried about an attack or something from outside. Shit, worry about ET, worry about aliens coming in to take you over. But the last person, because you should trust them the most. It's kind of like your family. You don't expect your dad or your mom to be, well, I know it happens in certain cases, but I know that for majority of the case, or majority of the people, I'm one of them, you don't expect that dagger to come from your mom or your dad, your own family, that the makers of this family. You know, that's what the role of the government that we have is, to be our guardian, to take care of us, protect us, and shield us from outside, and protect our rights within the people. Have a civil. We're not even going to dive into all this, guys. You know what's up. I just don't like what they're doing to us and to other people, and I don't want to be a person who's going to be taking sides, because I will still synthesize with the people that's going to lose, even if they were never there to listen. Even those people that I told and they're like, man, you're crazy, they're all coming back. As far as I was warning them a year and a half ago about what conditions we're going to be in these days and these times. And guess what? When the shit burger is completely there, now when they come back, they themselves are coming back and asking, saying, hey, man, everything is dropping like crazy. What I learned is I'm not going to still trying to explain to them, because they're still not trying to understand, because they don't want to deal with that headache. They didn't put in that extra effort. But I also won't fault them for that, because it shouldn't be up to them to go ahead and protect themselves from the most people they should be trusting. Okay. I know I did no comment addressing, but I'm going to do it now. I decided to leave it until the end so I could do it now. So thank you for bearing with me. This was just for today, guys. Normally, I will go accordingly with the comments right away, but today I just had to get all that, because to get it out of the way. Again, they pumped out. They took so much freaking blood from me today. I couldn't even sleep right all night yesterday, because I knew I was going to come in for this kind of day today. You could see like the eye bags that I have. It's crazy. I have been having the craziest 3 days probably ever. AV, how are you doing, my friend? If you're still in here, AB. Well, AB, well, I'm sorry. I think I skipped some more people. I'll read that AV. Just 1 second. Jeffrey said that's what happens when you have a cheap flip phone. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Gloria, how are you doing, my friend? Thanks, Bob Loco. Yeah, I felt like, why not move it down to the man cave that I got instead of being in the other office, which is all bright and everything. I can change. Look, I'm so goofy. I got all these neon lights down here. It should be really dark in here, but if they're not like this on cool, oh, there we go. What color do you guys like? Purple? Blue? Red? I love my favorite is red. See, it can get darker in here. You see how that with that background actually looks? Does this look better? It looks like it's better. Looks like we're in some fancy VIP lounge right now. And we're bringing in the bottles, and it's like, the sparkly things on them. And oh, yeah, we want some 10 days. That day will come, my family, friends. You'll see. That time will come. That time will come. I can't wait. All right. Back to covering this. So did I pass AV? I think so. Thanks, Pablo. I appreciate it. Tater Tot, how are you, my friend? I love you too, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it, Arthur. Thank you. I know you guys got it because this is a family effort. No one is a leader in this, guys. We're all leaders and we all going to need each other. We've all been leaning on each other. That's how I look at it. I've been leaning on you as much as you think you've been leaning on me. I've been leaning on you as well. And it's just amazing. It's a heart, like you guys are almost going to make me tear up, really. I know you guys seen that on a few occasions before, but we're not going to let it happen again now. But yeah, it's overwhelmingly amazing feeling to feel the support and the care from people I've never even met in person. I might have spoken to some of you via phone. I might have obviously seen all this like posts and messages, but I've never met specifically any of you and spoken to any of you. It's just an amazing feeling. Again, I'm the recipient in this end, and I'm overwhelmingly and humbly appreciative to each single one of you guys. Really, you have no idea. When I keep saying this, before I've said this many times, and I say this again, and I'll continue to say this, you guys have no idea how much what you guys mean exactly into my life. Because it has nothing to do with monetarily. It has nothing to do with anything else except when I'm down, I always come here and I leave a different person when I'm finished with any of these lives. Literally. So if that means anything, it means the world to me. You guys should understand how amazing you guys are to me. You don't owe anyone anything. Take care of yourself first and pray over your health. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate you. Thank you. And may the Lord bless all and keep everyone healthy as well. Me and all everyone in in this world. No one would want to be in these times and these positions. We take stuff for granted, I swear, in life, and it is what it is. I'm very, very, very grateful for all the blessings that the Lord have blessed me with, and one of them is you guys. AV, hey B, all anybody can do is their best. You're doing your best. So if anybody can't pump the brakes for a minute, then F them. I appreciate it. Thanks, AV. Miss Gloria, AB always keeping you in my prayers. And see, this is what can make a man like me tear up. It's whew. You guys are overwhelming me with your love. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, D. Robinson. Appreciate you. I will do so. Frankie Mohammed, brother, I'm sorry. I'm now just getting to it. You probably are not here, but if you are, welcome in here, brother. What's up, AB? Allah, your health and family comes first. Thanks for your sacrifices. Brother, appreciate you. Thank you for yours and for each single person in here. I mean, you're sacrificing what? Even your personal time just to be here with who? With a small entity, an unknown entity, just like I guess everyone else out there. So it means the world to me, guys. Appreciate you, Frankie, brother. It's all good is in the house. That's how I know it's all good. Peter, appreciate you, my friend. Pam, how are you, my friend? You know, I don't know if you got in here. Okay, so here's what's been happening with me. I don't think you were here yet when I first started talking about this, but you remember that night when there was that, you know, karaoke going on and everything? My phone was almost about to die, and I thought that it was raining outside. So I went in to charge, but it didn't charge all the way. Went back outside so I can, you know, I guess flow out my chords, my singing chords, so I don't wake everybody up. And it died, right? That's why I abruptly said, like, you know, I left. So I go back inside to try to charge it again. And it started giving me a weird signal saying, moisture has been detected in your charging port. Take it out and dry it, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, like, what? Yeah, it rained a little bit, but how did it get in the charging port? I'm holding the phone like this. I'm not holding it upside down. So it's weird, right? Come to find out, no water got into the phone. So the entire Sunday till yesterday, till 12 o'clock in the morning, literally, I don't know if it was some sort of Cinderella story, but not the cool one. That's when I was able to figure out that many people have that, and it's a software issue that normally happens when your phone is on a low charge levels. It's weird. So I've been working on it to finally get it to work like this now, but only with one charger so far. So I need that one charger and just wirelessly. So in order for me to get it to charge again, if I plug in any charger, it says, hey, moisture, take it out. We don't want this. It refutes it. So eventually I feel like I'm going to call Samsung and say, hey, I paid like $1,600 for this thing. What's up? And it's a software issue. Everybody else is having it. Send me a new one from the manufacturer. And they'll do it. I know how they can do it. So yeah. So sorry for leaving that night like this, you know, off the phone quickly like that. It wasn't like something I aimed for. And then obviously today, I was prepping all day today until now. Whew, with this crazy day that I've been going through. So see, if you win karaoke, whenever. Always ready to sing. Again, you know that AB doesn't have, you could tell by my voice, it's not a singing voice, but AB doesn't let any of that stop him. I'm participating with my family because I view you guys as family. So the worst that could happen is we make some laughs out of it because I know no one is judging anyone, and neither that we're trying out for America's Got Talent. But just to let you guys know, Pam is a singer. It's in her DNA. And a few other people. Pantheon, It's in your DNA, brother. Whatever genre kind of music you would like to fit in, but you got future. If you want to take it seriously there. The number one prize goes to Bobby. Bobby, you know who you are. I want to put it out there. If you're in here, perfect. If not, it is. Pam knows. Adrian, what's up, brother? That's another great singer in the house. Thank you, Jeff, and thanks, Pam, for getting the. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Okay, so looks like it skipped on me. I'm gonna go back and try to see where I left off. Right there, yeah, I think right there. So I think I did to my best of my knowledge so far. Thanks, Rhonda. Yes, so it's the system that is more a fault. I totally agree with you as well. Some are saying 75 points. Hey, some are saying that, that always happens. The higher, the better, baby. I understand they're going to make people feel like on the macro level or way of thinking of things that, yeah, the higher, the more sell off, the more fear. So that's not good for your AMC and GME stock. I say, and I call BS on that. Like, let that pain come. Yes, we're used to going down in value, and we're still here, right? The higher this goes, the more the rest of their because they're in every other position almost. So they're red, not only here. So you're going to bring it down, fine. Some entities make profits on their shorts, but they're not closing them, so they're really not making any money. They're losing, not just on the shorts, but they're also losing on the position because, like the odds are, they did not want they didn't buy into the 11, 10, or 9. Maybe they're averaging down, but can you see an institution doing that? If they got in the 30s, they're in on the 30s and they're down. So if they're in Tesla, they're down. Any bucket they're in, and I know that they're everywhere. At least we're stressed very thick only on certain plays or one play in some cases, which is just AMC or, some people are AMC, GME, a couple of other meme stocks here and there. Some people are only in one. So that's the only thing. Whatever other red that's happening in the market, you're not taking a loss on it. Somebody else is. Who's those? Yes, many other retailers, but who's really truly losing here? It's the institutions. If I'm an institute, let's make some sense out of this. If I'm an institute and you're an institute and we both have $10 million, just hypothetically speaking. So I put my 10 million, but I spread it on across the whole market. I bought into Microsoft, I bought into Tesla, I bought into everything, the index fund, all of them. Everything is down. Right now, they're most likely, from an average, everything is down from a year till now on the past 52 weeks. Just about everything is down over 45 to 65% from the levels that it was at. So it's safe to assume that on average, most wallets or institutions or portfolios are down 30, 40% easy. That's conservatively 30, 20, 30, 40% just on that. Now, what they did as far as, trades, milk out some profits, take them out, not holding long on certain plays, that's a little different. But if they're not one of the shorts and they're not doing all that and they just made these investments all across the sector, yeah, they're down. ARK investments, oh, Kathy Woods, go look, see if the returns are the same as 2021. Why am I so bullish on that? Raise the hikes, more fear, let more drop. Guess what? Their overall wallets are doomed. Are doomed because they're taking losses on all counts from every angle. And I've been saying this for months. You guys know what's up. I know I'm not the only one saying it, but I'm just speaking about myself. But it's totally amazing. Whenever I see more red, the more bullish I get. That feeling inside of me comes out and like, at any given moment now, there could be one of those spring slingy shot effect to our favorite stocks. They could. I think we're going to do 50 for June, 75 for July. There is an 85% chance for 75 in July. You guys, any of you know in here know that? Is it a game or a movie? Borderline. I think it's a game. Oh my god, that's what we're going to be looking at. If these points really and stuff check out, that's the kind of world we're moving toward. Again, if it means us getting filthy freaking rich, as Boss refers to it as, he says it with more sound. It's just fit for him, you know. After all, it is his saying, right? Shout out to Boss, by the way. But anywho, if it means us having money and we're freaking filthy rich, hey, just we can live in district whatever 5. If the world is divided into 9 districts. I'm driving, so I shouldn't be, but I'm breaking the law. Oh, you're such a terrible individual in this society, Jeffrey. Bad example. What are you doing? Do you at least have your seatbelt on? I heard the Fed is raising the interest rate 50 points. Remember, guys, and Rhonda, yes, you and Jeffrey, like, I agree. You guys heard them say these kind of things always before the meetings because it affects the market. We've seen that. I spoke on this before. You guys remember before, like a while ago, I said that they use this to their advantage because they know what's going to happen. So they react quicker. They short, they utilize this stuff. Like they come out and they say, oh, we're most likely going to do 50 points. And some other Fed individual will come out and say, we're most likely, there's a 70% chance we're going to do 90 out of nowhere, you know, like that. But ultimately, what comes out of that meeting most of the times is the total opposite of what they say or announce, which means that in that time period leading up to that meeting, everything was being shorted, a lot of money is being made. And if they come out and say something different, like, oh no, it's transitory or whatnot, suddenly you see a market being pumped. Oh my God, all the investors were holding all that money on the side, and suddenly they're encouraged to invest again. And you see everything come back to its levels of like the SPY go back above 400, possibly 420. No, not that 420. No, what's up? And all that stuff. So what I'm saying here is not to be the negative Karen on this topic. After all, I am saying I want it to be as high as possible. Let's make it rip high interest. They could drop 200, not 90 point, 200. But is that what they're really going to do? We don't know until they, of course, I feel like some other entities know because the reaction is so quick. If they come out and say 75 points, it'll be a continued drop. But at that point, you'll be like, so wow, like 3 days ago, everybody got out of the way. Who told them that this was going to be for sure 75? It must be insider trading. If not, and the opposite happened, and they don't add 75 points or 50 points, and they put something like 25 points or 0 for this month, hypothetically speaking here now, somehow, oh my God, the market starts pumping so fast that you don't even get a chance to get in before it goes back to its levels, and obviously a lot of money. When you look at it at the end, you'll be like, okay, a lot of some people, some entities made a lot of money shorting, going down, because somehow they knew that how far and that it was going to go down, and then it was down enough for them to scoop it. So basically, in other words, they're doing nothing but poop and scoop. I know I've said this term a lot before, but that's the perfect way of poop and scoop. They pooped on it all this time, and then after the meeting, they go ahead and scoop whatever the outcome is. Pokes, how are you, my friend? Hey, Mikey J, the real goat is in here. Well, you guys make a name, whatever name you want for the community. Personally, I don't, you know, I don't have anything. Fam sounds good, but you guys can definitely come up with a name, put it in the comments or in the other comments of the videos or something. We'd get across the Discord, maybe you guys. But yeah, I'm down for whatever. This is your guys' community, not my community. I'm part of the community. That's it. I didn't see Adam Aaron tweet. I did see Elon's over the weekend tweets about the coke and all that stuff and the movies. But um, well, one, I do hope he's prepared is going to pounce. But also there was what's his name, Michael Burry. Also, I don't know if you guys seen his last tweet. I think it was today. Yeah, go look at that. It said specifically things about movies. That bbig new low was painful to see. Again, it's painful when you're not averaging down, but if you have conviction in the play, everything saw, like Amazon saw a new low today. If they didn't do that split, which still factors in, by the way, guys, not because it went down to 100 something dollars a share after a 20-to-1 split. It's still factoring in. If you multiply this by 20, you would get what Amazon was and where it's at now, and that would be a 52-week low, a new one. Shopify, same thing. And by the way, we're not talking about BBIG or AMC here. We're talking about the companies. Like, these are the blue chip stocks that are just huge conglomerates that none of these companies, of course, as much as I love AMC, as much as I love GME, they're not those companies, fundamentally speaking, yet. Who knows? Time will tell how far we go with this, or how far AMC will go. I won't sell until I quit my job. Yay. Ghost 2, how are you, my friend? Petrified wood. Elon seems to have a half Midas touch. Doge makes me not want to trust him, to be honest. Again, I don't like. Well, it's good to know that he is backing it, like not backing it, like he's saying I'm Doge or I'm all. He's buying it. He did mention that I bought that Ethereum and Bitcoin in my wallets, right? It's good. It's better to have that than not to have any of that. But again, my issues with some of these coins, besides Bitcoin or Ethereum, you got some, I would say, like Doge or even Solana, having an endless supply chain. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like if you're a gambler Let me see what best example I can find. It's like kind of like you're a gambler, and to tame your gambling, you went and bought slot machines and you placed them in your home so that you can, just if you're an addicted gambler, you can cater to your addiction there. But it's not the same, because really what you're addicted to is the money that you're paying and you're getting or you're losing. And the hopeism of making life-changing money or a lot of money from nothing just by having fun and playing. So even if you buy the whole casino in your house, if it's for free or if it's not making you money or obviously losing you money, it's not the same. So therefore, you wouldn't really want to make a difference. You'll still go back to the casino. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I got out of that. I was in Doge in the beginning. I knew the momentum was there. The hype was there. It was the only coin was being talked about. I mean, it was so talked about to the point where Bitcoin and Ethereum had to come out, like their holders felt the need to come out and say, oh, Doge have endless supply. Doge is nothing. It's not even a real coin, blah, blah, blah. That's how much of a trend Doge had on its back. But that was toward the end of 2020 until it made this big move in 2021 in January. I was there. I was happy then. Some of you know the story. But that was it for me right there. Now, where we go from here, that could convince me to do some cool stuff, jump in on some cool stuff. Where is it at right now? Did it bar out or no? What? It's currently, Bitcoin is currently making new lows, guys. See? Watch. You remember when I said the next level of support was going to be in the 20 after that $28,000 zone? I said when it falls under that, the next level of support will be way down, at least on the technical analysis level. And this is correct. It's not always correct, obviously. No one is. But it just feels good. Wow. I've been fortunate enough to buy it every decade. Same here, Jeffrey. 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I did not get the chance to buy in the 70s. I did buy a lot in the 60s. I did buy a lot in the 50s, 40s, 30s, all around. But 70s, I didn't get the chance to. So you got me beat on one of the, decades, tiers. Mars or bankruptcy. I got you, Mikey. And seeing Bitcoin crash. Yep. Yep, I remember that level, AB, but I had already gotten in at $3.38. Yes, see, Jeffrey, congrats. You remember when I addressed it then? I was like, congrats to anybody who wants to get in, who have enough conviction in this. Me personally, I'm not touching it until it gets to the 850 and above, because at that point, I'm not getting in on a scalp play. No, I'm coming in on a short squeeze, a play that is in, according to my technicals at the time, a play that showed me on my technicals. And you remember, Jeffrey, that I said 18 something dollars. Today we closed above that. I mean, okay, when he was at that point, when he was already at $3 or $2, it was in the $2 to $3 range. And I think, yeah, Jeffrey said it was 338 that he got in at. But it pounced in that time around that area. And I said, I won't get in until I see that level being broken. I don't want to be part of anything that could be pulled. The rug could be pulled at any time. But when that got broken, clearly that after that 850 zone in my technicals, it looked like it was the place to load up so I can enjoy some tendies and further strengthening my positions in AMC and GME specifically. And it was a great feeling. Now I'm more hopeful for everyone. Whatever happens with you, if you are in red box and you're holding, hey, guess what? Don't let that feeling of it dropping from that 18 and dropping back down to 15 make you feel afraid. Quite the contrary. For me, it just served its purpose. I don't need to take on the risk. I made very, very good money on it. And I was able to utilize that to further make my position on a great red day as well that the community needed and I needed as well, and purchased a lot of shares. How are we still purchasing shares? I don't understand. But again, is it bothering me? No, because I know it's going to pay off at the end. If you're still holding red box, just think of this: you touched that resistance of your all-time high. What do you expect? That you're just going to plow right through it? Well, if you did, there was some examples where it's sometimes in the history or in the past it happened, but normally it doesn't. Normally it meets it and it tries to reject it. That's just how it is. People collect profits, sentiment, people sell. The other side, might have already are covering, and they're also not trying to get 3-digit screwed or 4-digit screwed or whatever. It's you will get a better point by tomorrow of what's happening. Take the after hours with a grain of salt, even if you've seen some drop. Again, this is just for the people that if you are in red box already. But you should have your stop losses put in already. If you haven't thought of that, you are still you're lucky enough that it's still early enough for you to not get obliterated if that was to happen. Again, I'm not giving anybody financial advice. I'm just telling you how you could further protect yourself. And I'm telling you as it is. It could be just the beginning of this. So if you're holding, you have conviction in red box, kudos to you. Congrats. I hope it goes to, what number do you want it to go to? 5,000? Hopefully it goes to 5,000. You want it to go 25,000? Hopefully it goes to whatever you want it to go to infinity and beyond. Tell Dog, how are you, brother? I know you're enjoying the crypto drop. It's always best to get into options when the stock is at its lows. Of course, 100%, guys. So what Jeffrey's alluding to here is the fact that, and he's not giving advice, obviously, neither am I. But what he's saying is when the stock is very low, the premiums also are very low. And if you're fortunate or if you're smart enough to time the drop into whatever stock and you get in right there, you're guaranteed to make crazy money depending on where you sell or on that rebound and how violent it is. So for example, buying options, and again, I'm not even going to use AMC or GME in this example. Hell no. Buying options on, let's say Microsoft, or sorry, let's do Shopify. It dropped down. Let's say it was already in the $400 range or $500 range. Now we know the thing was well into the 600s, even higher than that before. Many people will think like, oh, this is the drop. That's it. The problem in the options chain is even though now it's in the 300s, which is the new 52-week low, was to say that it won't even go lower. So you could buy, for example, options there. I'm not telling you, obviously, any of you guys how to like to go buy or not to buy or whatever. I'm just giving you what to think of. Was to say that it would not even go lower after, because if it dips lower, that dips out of your extrinsic value of your options. And now you got to create, you're hooked basically until or unless the climb happens to that strike price, and even more so to make money if you don't want to exercise anything to your break-even point. which is normally like much higher than the strike price itself, or a bit higher than the strike price itself. So yes, technically, the idea is correct. The statement is correct. The lower it is for the price of the stock, the better it is option wise, because premium wise is cheaper and you have less risk involved here, because you just kind of like, see that, okay, this is the rebounding point. So most of the times, if on Redbox, I did not do obviously any options or any of that, because at the $850, $860 range, when it climbed up from $2-3, at that point the premiums were so much higher. And unless I wanted to take on a week like this week option, which is the most risky thing, is you could do weeklies. It's very, very rewarding, but it's the most risky. You can put that money on there, and you could possibly buy some, premiums for $9 or $10. Let's see. Bam, bam. All right. So if you are feeling just in the money, yeah, just a $15 strike price, which is right on the borderlines currently on that. You're looking anywhere between $225 to about $260 just for one option. And that expires this week, by the way, too. It's not like it's like boom. But what Jeff was also referring to the people that didn't know or doesn't know much about the options in this channel, what also Jeffrey was referring to is that when this stock was in the $2 range, $3, upper $1, like imagine the people that opened up option positions at the $2 range, 169 or $2. If they held through until now, imagine each option is considered 100 shares equivalent to. So if they had something like 10 options, for example, and it went up from every dollar goes up, basically you're looking at $1,000 in layman terms, above the break-even price. Now here's the funny thing: from where you at to the break-even price, you're also factoring in a lot of money. It's at the end of the day, the lower the better. So Jeffrey, 100% correct. Kudos to you, Jeffrey. If you bought any options on Redbox back when was it the 342 level, or if you bought shares, it's still kudos to you. If you held them through until now, kudos to you, bro. To each single one of you guys too. All right, I'm trying to wrap things up and see if there are any questions. Jeffrey, mushrooms? What? All right. Yeah, Mikey, you would love the karaoke that was going on. You guys blew it out of the water, man. Pam, Bobby, Stacia. Everyone else except AB. Post loved the Constitution. Bam. Not Pam. Bam. Ken Griffin, bread smells like a freshly squeezed burger. A date with all the singers. Yep. That's the way I view it. Veronica, how are you, my friend? Arthur's like, Pam, are you giving out dates? I don't know why, Arthur, you just gave me that image of Pam. It's like she's like sitting there, dates, come get your dates, come get your dates. The online, huh? Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. I need everybody's prayers in this. Thank you. That works perfect with Arthur. Yep. Good evening to you too, Veronica. We are going to be good. Glow in the dark mini golf. Oh, yes, this does look like it. You guys like it? You guys like this? Or should I make the lights a little brighter? Purple is awesome. He's already karaoke with us, guys. Man, you know what? I'm going to come up with a way. There's an app called Duet. There's another app too that, you know, we all can literally like kind of like feature, do duets on or whatever. What was it called? Link, link, swing, something. No, that that doesn't sound right. It was something like that. Smule. That's what it was called. It gives you the song and you sing on it, like it's crazy. I'm gonna send you guys. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna send you, in the Discord. Uh, oh, Veronica, that is very heartwarming. Thank you. Um, yes, you guys are all like family to me. So I'm glad that I'm like family to you too as well. Appreciate you. It means a lot to me, Veronica. No, don't cry, Mikey. No, much love to you, Tell Dog, and to the rest of the family. Maybe put your phone in a bag bowl of rice. Oh man, that was an old trick. Uh, we used to do when I used to fix phones at the phone store I had. Is literally, yeah, we do take it out, but to make it even work, we would strip the whole phone apart and bring out the motherboard, the actual, the water you can damage. And you can see the white water corrosion on there. And we put it in there, and yes, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. It's kind of like when people do the electric shock. You know, a lot of people think in the movies that it's just as simple as like, whoop, charge them up, clear, and they're okay. No, a lot of people, like when they do stuff like that, like sometimes people get organ failures from that stuff. Some people sign actually medically and say, hey, I don't want, if God forbid, all started going downhill with my health and they're like, you need to revive me or something. Some people actually put a sign on like, don't do that. No, don't try to bring me back like this. Like I want to be going in peace and whatnot. And that was crazy when I really actually found that out. But yeah, yeah, no, not with this one. It wasn't really like the water that is that. It's just a software issue. I know it because they don't use Snapdragon. Um, like, see, believe it or not, excuse me, who said they had the S7 in here before earlier? I think it was Arthur. Whoever it is, um, it actually has a better server than the S21 Ultra. Believe it or not. Yeah, I might have more speed, more of this, but it actually is not better software wise than the new ones, than the older ones. Get an iPhone. Hell no, I will never sell out. I sold like endless amounts of iPhones to people, but that was my number one thing. I will never own an Apple. I've had so many Apple phones to play with and whatever extras overnight, and then I'll bring them back, use phones, and sell them in the store. But as far as me putting my number and SIM chip in it, no. If you ask me, like, why so serious? It was just a thing between Android and iPhone and Apple people. That's just how we are. Samsung gives you the clarity and the freedom to download and upload and customize the living hell of your Samsung or your Android the way you want. Go ahead, go in there, open up these. We can even go in and maximize the speed of our internet. So it could be reported that, okay, we'll give you this much, but you can go in there because it's limited. You can go in there and actually throttle that up all the way to the max. I can sit here and tell you so many things that Apple can't do that Samsung, or not Samsung, Androids can. But yeah, that's where it comes from. So I'm not a sellout. I will not sell out my Android family. Yes, Pantheon does have a beautiful singing voice. Psych! You're lucky Pantheon is not here. And Bobby, man, yeah, that took me by surprise. You know what's funny? When Bobby sang his first song, I was able to feel that he wasn't letting it go. It's kind of like he was holding in still, but he felt more comfortable as time went on. That's why his second audition, third, and fourth audition, auditions were like, he was like, like letting it all out. And I was like, man, that's my man. That was good. Adrian is our vanilla iced. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Some people, I'm not mentioning any names. You know who you are. Maybe the people who were there that night or all that can point fingers at them, decided to escape and made excuses, and they did not even step up. So hopefully they can step up tonight. I wonder who. Kathy in college, Kathy Woods was nicknamed Morning. Tendy Line, how are you, my friend? I'm starting to feel a little anxious, but always appreciate the positivity. Yes, these are the times, everyone, and Tendy Line, if you're in here still, but everyone, whoever is still in here, um, these are the times you need your conviction. You need to go and revert to your conviction. This is the time that you really need all your DD and everything you believed in. This is the time to put it all to the test. These are the times, not when we're, holding and we're like at high levels or higher levels than this. These are the times that test you. At this point, guys, I think honestly, whoever was going to sell or fall victim to this corruption was either a FOMO option player and they didn't know. Well, obviously, they just didn't get lucky, and of course, it didn't YOLO while their options expire, or they've already sold. If they had shares by this a year and a half, 2 years later, I feel like they're not in this movement anymore. Whoever is here, I personally, again, this is not 100%, of course, or not even any percent. Just what I think. Whoever is on this wagon still is either holding it back because they bought in higher or holding with conviction. I don't even give a shit about averages, and I've said this a while back many times because I know that with this capable of going to and what it's going to go to, is going to make whatever numbers we're looking at look stupid. So, ooh, I'm gonna sound like a stupid kid now or a geek. If you guys have realized today in this stream, I don't have a lot of that shaking stuff, that whatever. So I went to the settings. Look at me. I want somebody to give me a star in the forehead like a kid. I went into settings and was able to take off autofocus. And I did it manually. And guess what? No more shaky image every time I move my head or hand. Clearly, I'm not Italian, but somehow I always use my hands. Good luck at work. Have a safe one, Leah. Thank you so much. Tendy Lion. If the squeeze doesn't happen in the next couple of months, I will just stop looking at the stocks altogether and wait. Hey, I mean, I like your patience. Many people want it today, tomorrow, next week. I always say this: whatever that's in our best for us, the Lord will provide. He always has the best interests. Again, I'm not pushing my agenda on you guys. Again, this is just for me. So if it vibes with you, perfect. If it doesn't, don't take it as I'm trying to push it on you. I'm thinking, Adrian, about opening another hookah lounge, but it's just not in these times. Maybe when the market gets better or on the uptrend, or maybe in a rich place filled with apes, in the ape community, I would open up a hookah bar there. Hey, Leo the Lion. What's up, brother? Leo the Lion. AB investments. Are we close? I can't, or I can feel it. Well, as far as feeling, yeah, that's all I can say is I feel like we are close. We've been close. Um, as far as when exactly what happened, I don't know, but I can feel it, like just like you and everyone else, most likely. Turtle. Where's Prometheus? And ready for Somos. I don't know. Maybe we know. I know you, but you changed your name. Uh, but if this has been your name, ready for Somos, it's the first time I see you, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. Yes, it is down, and let's see how down. Down. Charlie got that apple on his boots with the A. Is about to touch 20,000. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, Marges got rolled. Frankie Muhammad, brother, welcome back. And I'm glad you're here. You are good too, AB. No. You don't have to make me feel great. And neither that I'm waiting for that, fam. I know I suck. And that's okay. In the singing, it was not, no one was built with everything in the world, okay? And I'm perfectly fine with that. My talents are not there. But I definitely will join. I'll happy. I have an eye for and an ear for art and talent. But when we get down to the sports talk now, or performing, that's when you come in. You want to play? If you guys want to do a basketball, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Soccer, oh my God, let's do it. Football, just don't get hit. Yeah, anything but baseball. I will get along. It's just I like the playground kind. I can't watch baseball. I can participate in baseball, but watching it, heck no. There was a lag though between music and voice, and timing always ended up falling off. Yeah, well, that's because of how the Discord is set up. So we're gonna do it in a way. I have faith in Pam. May the force be with you, Pam. Thank you, Tell Dog. It's a blessing to have you and to have the family for me. Uh, what did Arthur do? I mean, I know Tell Dog. Are you having fun with Arthur? Well, with Bob. Where did I go? Oh, it just did that skip thing. That's good. Oh, I was actually very close. Sorry, AB, I got a little head wrench. Happy to don't apologize to me. Harsan Gill, AB, Bitcoin is tanning. What is it trying to get? Oh, okay, tanking. Well, Bitcoin is pretty. She is cool. She needs a little tanning, and she got over roasted. Yay. You can ask for something, but you can't have it the way you want it sometimes. You can't always get what you want. That's the kind of singer it is. Terrible voice. I went first to make you guys comfortable last time. Yeah, you did. Pam, you literally made it because we were all like, okay, man, I don't want all these other dudes to sit there and like hear me over here, like breaking out my lungs, like, oh, baby, oh, like singing out and stuff. And it's like showing my emotional side. Normally, most males like to show that only to to the females, but not with other males because that they feel like that brings them down. Like their masculine levels are dropping, or points are dropping. But Pam did what she did, and she's like, you know what? No, we're family, whatever. And she went first. She gave us all the confidence, especially me. And then I was just letting it go. I was speaking for myself, but yeah, thanks, Pam. You're definitely a party starter for sure. Warren McCown. Well, well, well. What does that sound like? It sounds like, what's her name? That chick, Ruth from, oh Lord, here we go again. Me, I'm not remembering the name of the show. Ruth from the same show. I always have this issue with this. Ozarks. Yes. Welcome back, brother Warren. Nice to see you in here. Yes, that family, the family meeting is not complete unless all the family members are around. And the table is not ready unless Mr. Warren is on the table yet. Oh my God, he's Arthur. Just so you would know, I wasn't the man that did this to you. Take it with the other wrench guy. There's a scoreboard in the singing, Adrian. Oh yeah, then I must be bringing my A game then tonight. Breaking news. Finance news just posted the face. Feel free. Tell Doc. Feel free to use the wrench on this gentleman. But the problem is he's also has a wrench. So maybe who knows whose is longer. Man oh man crime. Oh, and Pantheon is in here too. Ice, ice, baby, ice. You know what's funny? Pam and Pantheon, Jeff, Adrian, Teldog, Arthur, everyone, and Bobby, if you're listening, whoever's going to be a part of this, I truly love that moment when, remember when like because we couldn't have access to the lyrics and it was causing a lot of problems when we started remixing things, like adding in our own lyrics. And when I was adding that little weird rap words in the background, that's when Bobby came in and was like, Kenichi Stella, be. Uh, and I like it. So I might come out on the next ones and just have my own lyrics on a tune. If it comes together, why not, right? I think it'll be even funner. There's no way I will be able to ever re-replicate that Frank Sinatra situation. Like, can you imagine AB sitting here? I did it my way. You're gonna be like, change the station next. Luna is in the house. Lou's still looking for you, Luna. and and many investors still looking for their money. And Adrian, I needed someone to sing the ladies part. What are you referring to, Fabian? For Adrian to sing it or for any of the other ladies? See, that's what I was saying about that Jennifer Lopez and El Cool J song. It's hard for like any of us or a guy to go ahead and like play like sing a female song. It's gonna be or like a female voice. It's hard. It's hard. And by the time you switch back to your song, like you're singing, it's like it's crazy. Well, yeah, guys. So it seems like it's coming to an end. I mean, honestly, I didn't even think I was going to come here for another 2 hours. I was supposed to be gone by 8. I got to go eat something, try to replenish the blood that they pumped out of me today. That they took, literally, they took like 6 different units. Uh, I have another busy day tomorrow with a specialist. So you know, hopefully everything goes good. Um, Obviously, always thankful to the Lord. Uh, I thank Him for obviously all the blessings, and obviously, like I said, you guys are one of them. We'll see what comes. I'm just super tired from everything and from the crazy weekend, uh, all day today, and most likely tomorrow. Yeah, at least I'm gonna get to witness Bitcoin in a few moments dip under 21. Don't say I didn't say tell you so. Prometheus, welcome to the channel. What kind of Discord you got me in? Yep. Welcome to American Idol. Prometheus. I operate as Simon. I'm Simon, okay? Remember that. Prometheus, I'm the guy you want to impress. I said this to Panthea that night. I was like, after a performance or something, I was like, that was absolute rubbish. That was rubbish. That was not my best impersonation of him. You belong anywhere but on that podium or in front of a mic, mate. Yeah, I have to, Pantheon, I have to be the Simon. I can't sing, so I have to be the Simon. I have to be the douchebag. Oh my God. You guys are amazing. AB prayers your way, brother. Hope all is okay. You all have a great night. I'm roasted. Gonna get some. Warren, brother, like, once again, thanks for stopping by. You know, the house is yours. This is your house. The table is not fully set up until, as I said, Warren is on it. So thanks, brother. I appreciate all the prayers, and I appreciate the sentiment and the gestures. It's more than I could ever ask for. So I appreciate you, and for everyone else. Have a great night, brother. Death by 1,000 cuts. You're J-Lo, Arthur. I can imagine that part. All my life. What's her most famous song? Isn't it I'm still Jenna from the block? Arthur, yeah, Bitcoin didn't just dip under 22K, it just dipped under 21K. Yeah. Actually, if I have to sing a song right now, it would be more like a rap song. And I'll just say the first few words and maybe you can fill in from your end, okay? Because it's going to be very vulgar. Yeah. And I'll tell you this, Kendrick Lamar, you finish off the song. Man, right now, all that's going through my mind is literally like, Prometheus, you'll be safe. Don't worry. Just come through. You're going to be laughing your ass off. Hey, we want some 10 days. Hey, we want some 10 days. Tell Doug and Adrian dormant security. Oh my God, we're artists. Hopefully, they're the doorman and security for the American Idol uh, AMC edition. uh, Hopefully, it stops there. um, well, guys, you probably wouldn't believe me if I say this, but I really, literally had nothing but a glass of lemon juice all day after all these testings as soon as I got home. But then I got with this right away. I did not eat yet. They sucked so much blood out of me. Um, uh, you guys can see this. I couldn't even sleep right. And I'm not going to sleep tonight because of obviously what's happening and what could be happening tonight as well. Um, I'm shy to ask or say it, but if you guys don't mind and you don't excuse me, if you will excuse me, I will have to leave. Yeah, unfortunately, I want to ruin the party, but I have to get some food and just relax a little bit before I can do anything else. And Again, thanks all. The best part was literally the lady that took off, that was actually taking out the blood. That was the best part of all day. Believe it or not, she did it so sincerely. Out of everyone else, she was the most sincere person I have met throughout the day. Everyone else, and I feel it around us. Everybody hates their job, guys. People don't even want to deal with nobody. Cancel culture is crazy in this world that we live in today. People don't even like, you go around and you deal with people don't even want to deal with nothing. Um, I literally, my doctor um, literally chose to, on my appointment that I had when I went in, it somehow, I guess they needed to have their lunch and they went on their lunch break. And I was waiting for like 40 minutes on the bed, just like this. So when the doctor came back, I'm that person. I said, I just wanted to remind her, it was a lady, and I said, just so you know, like, doc, because when I walked in, she was walking out, and then the lady that that admits you and takes your blood pressure and stuff and everything like that, she was like, yeah, she just had to go for lunch and come back, and I was shocked. I was like, what? Why give me an appointment at this time, like this? I cancel everything in my life to come to this, and then the doctor that's supposed to be looking at me, and it wasn't my primary care doctor. No, it was a specialist. Um, is doing this, like going out on lunch. I don't know. To me, it rubbed me the wrong way. And when she came back, I told her, like, honestly, I'm be honest with you, ma'am, because I'm just straightforward, regardless. As good or nice I try to be, and not hurt anybody's feeling in any possible way. I said, but I have to rethink my options here on which specialist I go to, because it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, you're going, like, the priorities are different now. For me, I'm so worried about my life and what's happening and what could I have and what I could have not. And like, the way that you're approaching this is not as serious as I am. And I anticipate that out of my doctor. If somebody is going to be a specialist on me, and you guys have no idea their rates and what they are. It's thanks to the Lord, all the blessings can be covered and everything is good. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I told her that, hey, please, I'm gonna make it, like, I'm thinking, should I change my doctor? And she's like, I apologize, this, that. I just had a rough day, and again, it just was uncomfortable. Uh, so we'll see what happens the next time I meet the doctor, uh, that specialist. If there is more inconsistencies and stuff, obviously, you know, when someone's telling you that, you know, all that crazy stuff, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just thank all of you guys for the support. Again, you guys are family to me. That's why I'm just that open like this and talk to you guys about everything. I feel like I can talk to you guys about anything, obviously, and it should be that way. And I encourage any of you guys to do the same thing. Uh, much love to you, Pam, as well. Thank you. Rhonda, God, may God bless you and keep all of you guys in my life and to your own beloved immediate families, and you know, keep you with peace, health, serenity, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Slice like a ninja, cut like a razor blade, so fast other users said. I'm Rick Lames. You guys better not get Rick Lames Pam's Discord. Prometheus, yes. Thanks, Gloria. Appreciate it. I will definitely get some rest. Thanks, all of you guys. Much love to all of you guys once again. I'm about to leave now. To some of you guys, I will see you later. If I don't get to catch you, you know, tomorrow on time, again, please forgive me, guys. I'm just going through a lot, like literally, and it all came so soon at me too. And it's not like, you know, just the smallest of things, even though it is the smallest of things. Matters are what you make of them. But please, you know, be mindful to what I possibly, you know, could be going through as far as the timing. So again, if I could, I swear, from the hospital bed, I will report to what I see, but I'm just not having access to see anything. And I'm not going to give you guys any videos of, oh, yeah, look, we're going to pump without even looking at the market. Don't worry, squeeze is loading and all that stuff. You know that I don't do that stuff. So, yeah, now this is just one example of me telling you why I need you more than what you think you need me. So, much love, guys. I appreciate all of you. We'll never take that away. Before I leave, Bitcoin is okay. Back to above the 21, but it broke the 20. That 21 below it, $20,973.63. It is not having a complete bounce off, which means selling pressure is not slowing down. As I'm seeing here, selling pressure is still there, which means most likely it looks like, again, not financial advice, it looks like we are going to go underneath that 20. But like I said, the last support was the level we just touched, that 20,900, somewhere in that $20,000 range, or anywhere, whether it's that 20,000 is just that support level. And if we break that, oh my God, we're going to see anything that we just couldn't even believe that was possible. So much love, guys. AV Investments. Thanks, Pam.